The heart of the matter: why financial management matters. Non-profits do amazing work. They are the backbone of our communities, providing essential services and support to those who need it most. From feeding the hungry to providing shelter for the homeless, non-profits are there to fill the gaps that other institutions might miss. They help people in need and make our communities stronger. By offering educational programs, health services, and community-building activities, non-profits create a safety net that catches those who might otherwise fall through the cracks. Their work fosters a sense of belonging and unity, making our neighborhoods more resilient and compassionate. But to do this important work, non-profits need money. Fundraising events, donation drives, and grants are all crucial sources of funding. Without these financial resources, the programs and services that so many people rely on would not be possible. The ability to secure and manage these funds effectively is what keeps the wheels turning. They need to manage that money well. Effective financial management ensures that every dollar is stretched as far as possible. It involves careful planning, budgeting, and monitoring to make sure that funds are used efficiently and transparently. This not only helps in achieving the non-profit's mission, but also builds trust with donors and stakeholders. This is called financial management. It's a comprehensive process that includes everything from setting financial goals to tracking expenses and revenues. Financial management helps non-profits stay on course, ensuring that they can continue to serve their communities effectively. Good financial management ensures that every dollar is used wisely and makes a real difference. It involves regular financial reporting, audits, and evaluations to ensure accountability and transparency. This not only helps in maintaining the organization's credibility, but also in making informed decisions that align with their mission and goals. Imagine a group of people working together to build a house. Each person has a specific role, and they all need to work in harmony to complete the project. Similarly, financial management requires coordination and collaboration among various team members, each contributing their expertise to achieve the common goal. They need a plan, tools, and materials. Just as a construction project requires a detailed blueprint, financial management needs a well-thought-out plan. This plan outlines how resources will be allocated, what tools and systems will be used, and how progress will be monitored. Financial management is like the blueprint for a nonprofit. It provides a clear roadmap for achieving financial stability and sustainability. By following this blueprint, nonprofits can navigate the complexities of funding, expenses, and financial risks. It helps them plan how to use their resources to achieve their goals. Strategic planning and budgeting are essential components of financial management. They help nonprofits prioritize their activities, allocate resources effectively, and set realistic financial targets. Without good financial management, even the most well-intentioned nonprofits can struggle. Financial mismanagement can lead to a host of problems, including cash flow issues, budget deficits, and loss of donor confidence. These challenges can hinder the organization's ability to deliver its programs and services. They might not have enough money to run their programs. When funds are mismanaged, essential services may be cut, and the community members who rely on these services are left without support. This can have a ripple effect, impacting not just the individuals but the community as a whole. They might not be able to pay their staff. Non-profit employees are often passionate and dedicated individuals who work tirelessly to make a difference. However, without proper financial management, the organization may struggle to meet payroll, leading to staff turnover and decreased morale. In the worst cases, they might even have to close their doors. The closure of a non-profit can be devastating for the community it serves. It means the loss of vital services and support systems, leaving vulnerable populations without the help they need. That's why understanding financial management is essential for every non-profit. Investing in financial literacy and training for staff and board members can make a significant difference. It equips them with the knowledge and skills needed to manage funds effectively and make sound financial decisions. It's not just about numbers, it's about making a real difference in the world. Financial management is a tool that enables non-profits to maximize their impact. By ensuring that resources are used efficiently and effectively, non-profits can continue to fulfill their mission and create positive change in their communities. It's about making a real difference in the world. When non-profits manage their finances well, they can expand their reach, enhance their programs, and ultimately make a more significant impact. Financial management is the foundation upon which successful and sustainable non-profits are built. Understanding the enemy. What is fraud? Fraud is a term that we often hear, but what does it really mean, especially in the context of non-profits? Fraud is a serious problem that can harm any organization, including non-profits. It can manifest in various ways, from financial mismanagement to outright theft, and it can have far-reaching consequences. Simply put, fraud is intentional deception for personal gain. This means that someone is deliberately trying to mislead others to benefit themselves, often at the expense of the organization. It's like stealing, but it can be done in much sneakier ways. Unlike a straightforward theft, fraud often involves a complex web of deceit that can be difficult to unravel. Imagine someone taking money from the donation box without anyone noticing. That's fraud, but it doesn't stop there. Fraud can be much more sophisticated, or think about someone creating fake invoices to get reimbursed for expenses they never actually incurred. That's fraud too. This kind of deception can be particularly damaging because it often goes unnoticed for a long time. Fraud can take many forms, but it always involves dishonesty and the misuse of resources. Whether it's embezzlement, falsifying records, or other deceptive practices, the core element is the intent to deceive. This can have devastating consequences for non-profits. When fraud occurs, it can lead to a loss of funding, reduced support from donors, and even the closure of the organization. It damages their reputation, erodes public trust, and diverts crucial funds away from their missions. The impact is not just financial. It can also demoralize staff and volunteers who are dedicated to the cause.
Fraud can be incredibly damaging. It creates a ripple effect that can touch every aspect of the organization, from its financial health to its ability to carry out its mission. It not only takes away financial resources, but also undermines the trust that donors and the public have in the organization. Trust is hard to build and easy to lose, and once it's gone, it can be incredibly difficult to regain. This trust is essential for a nonprofit's success and sustainability. Without it, the organization may struggle to attract donations, support, and volunteers, all of which are crucial for its operations. Therefore, understanding and preventing fraud is not just about protecting finances. It's about safeguarding the very foundation of the nonprofit's mission and ensuring its long-term viability.
The danger zone: opportunity, pressure, and rationalization. These three elements form a critical framework that helps us understand the underlying causes of fraudulent behavior in any organization. To understand how to prevent fraud, we need to understand why it happens. It's not just about catching fraudsters after the fact. It's about creating an environment where fraud is less likely to occur in the first place. Experts often use a model called the fraud triangle to explain the factors that contribute to fraudulent behavior. This model, developed by criminologist Donald Cressy, is widely accepted in the field of fraud prevention and provides a clear framework for understanding the motivations behind fraud. The three sides of this triangle are opportunity, pressure, and rationalization. Each side represents a different aspect of the conditions that can lead to fraudulent actions.
Opportunity refers to situations where it's easy for someone to commit fraud. This could be due to weak internal controls, lack of oversight, or access to sensitive information. When employees see a chance to commit fraud without getting caught, the temptation can be strong. This could be due to weak internal controls, lack of oversight, or access to sensitive information. For example, if an organization does not regularly audit its financial records, or if employees have unchecked access to financial systems, the opportunity for fraud increases significantly. Pressure refers to the motivation behind the fraud. This could be financial pressure, such as debt or greed, or it could be pressure to meet unrealistic goals or expectations. Employees might feel that they have no other choice but to commit fraud to solve their financial problems or to meet the demands placed upon them. This could be financial pressure, such as debt or greed, or it could be pressure to meet unrealistic goals or expectations. For instance, an employee might be struggling with personal financial issues, like mounting medical bills or a sudden loss of income, which can drive them to commit fraud as a means of survival. Rationalization is the way individuals justify their actions to themselves. They might tell themselves that they're not really hurting anyone, or they might believe they deserve the money. This self-justification is a crucial component because it allows the fraudster to live with their actions without feeling like a criminal. They might tell themselves that they're not really hurting anyone, or they might believe they deserve the money. For example, an employee might rationalize their actions by thinking that the company makes so much money that a small amount won't be missed, or they might feel underappreciated and believe they are entitled to more than they are being paid. Understanding these three elements is crucial in developing strategies to prevent fraud. By recognizing the signs of opportunity, pressure, and rationalization, organizations can implement measures to reduce the likelihood of fraud occurring.
By recognizing these factors, nonprofits can take proactive steps to minimize the risk of fraud. This includes strengthening internal controls, providing support for employees under financial pressure, and fostering an ethical work environment where rationalizations for fraud are less likely to take hold, and protect their valuable resources. Nonprofits in particular must be vigilant because they often operate with limited resources and high levels of trust. By understanding and addressing the elements of the fraud triangle, they can safeguard their mission and ensure that their resources are used for their intended purposes. Building strong defenses, internal controls as essential safeguards. One of the most effective ways to prevent fraud is to implement strong internal controls. Internal controls are like the locks on the doors and windows of your home. They are policies and procedures that make it harder for fraud to occur.
Think of internal controls like having 2 people sign off on every check or requiring receipts for all expenses. These measures create a system of checks and balances that reduce the risk of fraud. Other examples of internal controls include regular audits, segregation of duties, and employee training programs.
By implementing strong internal controls, nonprofits can create a culture of accountability and transparency. This helps protect their valuable assets and ensures that their resources are used ethically and responsibly.